on 3 for a second there, and then they slow it up in Green. And above the arc, Parker will work at 5 to play in the game. With the screen, Parker working on Martin. Another Duncan screen. Green, nice feed. Leonard for 3 and picked up by Ibaka. It's been a great shooting night. Spurs at 44%, the Thunder Reds at 39%.
Yeah, but this has got to be Kevin Durant's time.
It's across the lane. Martin with the fake along 2 as Green flies by. Perkins finally gets a basket.
Yeah, he cleans up the offensive glass. Nice pump fake there to get the wide open shot by Martin. It's the big man who cleans it up.
Parker's 4 of 10 tonight. Leonard slicing inside, knocked away by Ibaka, and that is a foul on Serge.
I think it was the body that
trades Richard Jefferson, allowing more breathing space for Leonard that makes him a starter. And with that little move that was in January, it just changed so much of the makeup and the way this team was going to operate, and he answered the bell. He was wonderful.
Well, how about the trust factor from Greg Popovich? This is the only rookie that's really started other than Tony Parker over the last, 10 to 15 years while Popovich has been head coach.
There's a general manager, R.C. Buford, who got his start as an assistant at Kansas with Larry Brown. And Popovich went through Kansas, as did Bill Self and John Calipari, Bob Hill, Alvin Gentry. Here comes Westbrook.
Sometimes it just makes you scratch your head here.
He traveled.
Travel.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
Yeah, Boris Diaw.
Diaw thinks he didn't, but they rule out of travel. And so the turnover as Duncan has collected the 19 points and 7 boards tonight for the Spurs.
Yeah, I love me some Russell Westbrook game. Trust me. But when you've got the leading scorer in the league the last 3 years on the floor, and you're the point guard, you got to set some of these other guys up. I know you can get to the basket and score with the best of them, but at times you've got to get the ball and be a facilitator.
There's going to be more playmaking now that Harden is gone, don't you think?
Or you're going to have to defer. And sometimes you got to, give up a little bit.
Martin another 3. That's the 3rd. There you go, and that ties the game at 80. Martin has put in 15 points on 10 shots. 29 minutes tonight in his Thunder debut.
That was that hockey assist that Kevin Durant was talking about there. He didn't necessarily get it, but he got it to Durant. He got it to Perkins. He got it to Kmart.
Duncan right into Ibaka. The qualities of Duncan. One of the things that I'm sure a coach like Greg Popovich would say first and foremost is the willingness to be coached. And that Popovich treats Duncan the way he treats the 15th guy on the roster, or the active 13th guy. He shows no preferential treatment. Of course there is, but the point is that he'll get on Duncan as much as he'll get on the
He coaches him just as hard as he's going to coach a DeJuan Blair.
And Duncan welcomes it.
And that sets the tone for your team. Remember, Tony Parker was Greg Popovich's whipping boy his first 2 years. But look at Parker now. He understands exactly what his head coach wants, and that's the freedom he has now to be able to perform out here for the Spurs.
Westbrook zigzagging and trying to get it down. He can't. There's about a second or so left on the shot clock. Under 3 to play. Parker the other way. With the Spurs on top by 1. 3, Jackson. Rebound by Durant. Kevin, a 3. Shooting now for the Thunder down to 38%. Spurs at 44, but look who digs it out, and that's Westbrook, and approaching 2 to play in a 1-point game.
And here's people wondering if they're going to be able to win a championship. There's no low post scoring at all for them.
Basket will not count.
San Antonio is not shooting the ball great, only at 44%, but that's what has allowed them to stay in this game. The hot hand of Kevin Durant.
8th tie. Westbrook 3 of 5 from the line. 15 points tonight. Those other numbers right there. Martin is out there with the starters Perkins, Ibaka, Westbrook, and Durant. Back on defense, approaching 2 to play in regulation. Screen by Jackson for Duncan. Durant with the rebound, 14 of them.
If I'm Scott Brooks, I'm running just a simple pick and roll with my two best players in Westbrook and Kevin Durant. How are you going to defend that?
Jackson is trying to get in the way. Here's a screen and a missed three by Westbrook. A good offensive rebound by Perkins. They'll reload.
And here's a play two. Just throw it to number 35.
Martin. Green is on him. Shot clock is down to 10. Bodies on the floor. Westbrook is down. Jackson will pick up a foul here with 1:26 to play in the fourth.
I love what Russell Westbrook did on this play to draw that foul. He almost grabbed Steven Jackson and took him to the floor with him to pick up the foul. Understanding that they were in the bonus situation. Look at his left arm right here. Just grab him and go on down with it. That's exactly what you're. That's called selling that play to the official, not flopping, Kev.
All right. Well, you should know. I'm sorry. I know. First foul. First foul goes on Jackson. The free throw by Westbrook at the stripe.
Remember, this was #1 team last season. Free throw percentage at 81%. Tonight, 18 of 22, 82%.
Westbrook tonight, 5 assists and 5 turnovers.
He got to the line 26 times a game last season.
Free throw numbers right there. Diaw, Jackson, Parker, Green, and Duncan. The 5 on the floor for San Antonio. Shot clock is at 9 for number 9. Duncan the screen. Switch on defense. Perkins defends the shot by Parker. The rebound is claimed inside by Westbrook.
And that's what I've really loved about Westbrook's game, especially as a point guard, his ability to rebound the basketball.
Martin, Westbrook, and will not go. Duncan is there to collect it.
Really good play there and slip there by Westbrook and pass by Martin. Just couldn't convert.
Here comes Parker losing the ball. A reach in right there and a foul on Russell Westbrook. Diaw. Green. Shot clock at 7. Saved by Diaw. Parker at 3.
Worked on his long-range three-point shooting, and it's paying dividends. Now, you're the Thunder and Scotty Brooks. They've been running a lot of misdirection plays, getting the ball into Kevin Martin, and having Westbrook screen down for Kevin Durant.
4-second difference, big clock and shot clock. Westbrook. Parker's on him. Durant. Leonard knocks it away. Timeout San Antonio. Timeout Spurs with 5.9 to play.
If you're Tony Parker, you don't need a pick and roll. You don't need any of that. Just go one-on-one against Westbrook.
Green slipping. Defended by Cephalosha. It's Parker.